بلاد الأرض المنخفضة التي أصبحت عالية بين دول العالم بتقدمها العلمي وحضارتها ورخاء شعبها الذي تم تصنيفه من أكثر الشعوب في مؤشرات السعادة. الأرض الممتلئة بحقول الزنبق التي أصبحت أيقونتها وعلامتها الفارقة، وطواحين الهواء التي تشكل معلماً من معالم خصوصيتها. حضرت قديماً في التجارة العالمية ووصلت إلى أبعد نقاط الأرض، ومع تشكل العالم الحديث حضرت بصناعاتها ومنتجاتها المتميزة، وأيضاً بثقافتها وإرثها الإنساني. بلاد تجذب السواح من كل دول العالم ليشاهدوا ملامحها وطبيعتها الفريدة. إنها هولندا، أرض الجمال والهدوء والسلام.
My name is Janet Alberta. I arrived in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia in September 2020, so that's now 1 year and nearly 3 months. I always say, if I need to introduce myself, I'm a mother of 2 children, 2 boys of 21 and 19. I'm a diplomat, and I'm a really world traveler, global traveler. So I'm very happy now to have found my place in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. Last week we had a very unique week. We had political consultations between our political director with his counterpart at Saudi Ministry of Foreign Affairs. And then we took him to Jeddah because we opened up an exhibition called Shared Interest, which is an exhibition about the first former consulate that was opened in Jeddah in 1872. 1872, that means that next year in 2022, we have 150 years of having a diplomatic footprint in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. That makes actually the relationship between the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia and the Kingdom of the Netherlands a very unique one, a very historical relationship.
العلاقات السعودية الهولندية علاقات مهمة وممتعة في نفس الوقت. علاقة هولندا مع شبه الجزيرة العربية بدأت من في عام 1660 عندما أصبحت قوافل التجارة البحرية تمر إلى الجزيرة العربية في طريقها الأندونيسية التي كانت مستعمرة هولندية. ومن ذلك الوقت بدأت العلاقة التجارية والاقتصادية مع المدن الجزيرة العربية، وبالذات في جدة. ولكن في عام 1800 في حوالي القرن التاسع عشر فتحت أول قنصلية لهولندا في جدة، وأصبحت تهتم بطبيعة الحال بالعلاقات الاقتصادية وبالحجاج الذين كانوا يأتون من إندونيسيا. ثم استمرت هذه العلاقة وتطورت بعد توحيد المملكة، وتم توقيع بعض الاتفاقيات بين الدولتين، وانشئت القنصلية الهولندية بعد أن اعترفت هولندا بالمملكة العربية السعودية. وقام الملك فيصل الأمير فيصل في ذلك الوقت 1925 بزيارة إلى هولندا، كما قام الملك سعود رحمهم الله بزيارة إلى هولندا عندما كان وليا العهد في عام 1935. فإذن علاقات قديمة وطويلة ومهمة.
Well, first of all, I think it's an exciting time to be here. I consider it sometimes a little bit like Saudi 2.0, which is how I explain a little bit to my friends. We had, of course, the discovery of oil. We had Aramco in the 50s and everything what happened and then. But now we have, with the Crown Prince, you know, a new vision, and it's really like transforming a society. It's diversifying its economy. It's really putting women and young people at the heart of its vision. So I've come in a country that's really changing rapidly, and it's exciting to be here. And if you look into what the Netherlands is doing, in particular Dutch companies, the private sector, it's very much on elements in the Vision 2030. It's about accelerating energy safety. It's trying to focus and work with you on the circular economy, and we bring in a lot of expertise when it comes to waste and water area. We are very much involved in the sustainable food sector here, because Saudi Arabia wants to become food secure. That means that they are very much dependent on expertise, but also products coming from the Netherlands, like greenhouses, for example. So everything which evolves around the mega project, whether it's NEOM, whether it's the Red Sea development, there's an eagerness to work with Dutch companies on that area. And then the last area where we're also, I think, very active in is the climate area, the green energy. So when it comes to hydrogen, I mean, we have a Port Rotterdam. We really want to become it to be, you know, the hub of the gateway to Europe. And I think we can work very well together with the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia on this.
من أهم الاتفاقيات التي توقعها المملكة مع الدول الأخرى هي اتفاقية منع الازدواج الضريبي. وهذه الاتفاقية هي التي شجعت شركات مثل سابك ومثل أرامكو بالاستثمار في هولندا. يعني استثمار يختلف من كونه مجرد مصنع أو مجرد مكتب أو كذا. استثمارات أرامكو وسابك في هولندا استثمارات ضخمة ومهمة وتعني شيء كثير للاقتصاد الهولندي، وهي بطبيعة الحال مدخل مميز أقول إلى أوروبا، وبالتالي اهتمام سابك وأرامكو بالاستثمار هناك. وهذا أدى إلى ارتفاع حجم التجارة بين البلدين إلى 14 مليار ونصف دولار بسبب وجود أرامكو وسابك في هولندا. وهذا يؤكد ما أقوله دائما من أن الاستثمار الخارجي يفتح أمام الأسواق.
Saudi Arabia for us is the largest economy in the Gulf region. There are many Dutch entrepreneurs, companies, individuals that are everywhere in the Gulf region. But I see that there's an increase of interest to go to the kingdom. But I also want more people to come in the cultural scene, which is now happening. For example, concrete example, you have Al Ula, and I've not been to Al Ula yet. I'm going to go there in December together with my two sons, and I'm really excited to go there. But you have beautiful landscape there, beautiful cultural background, and you have balloon trips. You can do the balloon trips there. Now, the people that do the balloon trips there are being trained by a Dutch company that is very famous for organizing balloon trips all around the world. So there's a lot of engagement, and I think right now the sizable population of the Dutch is approximately 2,000, I would assume. They're not all residents here. They travel, they come in a lot, and they travel and go out. I think they're mostly in the Eastern Province, also in Jeddah, and they are active in some of the, the NEOM area and the Red Sea area. But you will find them everywhere. And suddenly, if I travel around, sometimes recently I was on Hill to look into the rock art, and I just ran into a Dutch family, you know, who are there in Kous in the King Abdullah University for Science and Technology, and they're just exploring the country. And this is a lot of, you know, I see a lot of increase in context there. Of course, we have to take into account, when I arrived, it was COVID, it was a COVID period, so we didn't really have a lot of trips and delegations, but that's now picking up. At least it was picking up before the situation right now, because the COVID situation in the Netherlands is not so good. But I really encourage people to travel, both Saudis to go to the Netherlands and both Dutch people to come to the kingdom, because only if you see things are changing here, you believe that this is a changing country, and I think that's really very important.
هولندا دولة صناعية مهمة، ووارداتنا منها هي مجموعة من المعدات والأجهزة والأدوات الصناعية والأجهزة الصناعية والمكاين الصناعية، وهي تساهم في بناء القطاع الصناعي في المملكة بهذه المعدات. وصادراتنا إليها كما ذكرت هي مواد بتروكيماوية من سابك ومن أرامكو، وهذه يعني أدت إلى ارتفاع في نوعية العلاقة الاقتصادية بين المملكة وبين هولندا.
When I think of Saudi Arabia, I always look into Saudi Arabia from a perspective of other countries that I worked in. And I worked a lot in the Middle East. I worked in Syria, Yemen, Iraq, South Sudan. I really have a lot of broad experience in the North Africa and the Middle East region. I also speak Arabic. So it's but when I arrived here 1 year and 3 months ago, I really wanted to travel as much as possible. So when you are an ambassador and you are based in a diplomatic compound, it's really easy to, you know, have a lot of lunches and dinners and having receptions here in the DQ, but it's so important to go out. And I promised myself 80% of my time I need to spend outside of the diplomatic compound and to travel and to meet people. Now, I don't really reach that target, but I have been traveling a lot to Jeddah. I think every month I travel to Jeddah. We have an honorary consulate there as well. We have also an honorary consulate in the Eastern Province. I think there's a lot of engagement with the Hijaz region traditionally, but I think it's important to meet as many people outside. So from Jeddah, I also explore, you know, the road up north. So you go to Umluj area. I've been to the Red Sea developments, the Red Sea Islands. I've been to Hale, I've been to Tabuk, I've been to the Eastern Province a lot. I'm going in December with my family to the southern parts of the kingdom. When I have some leisure time, and we don't really have so much leisure time as an ambassador, I like to go hiking in the Edge of the World area. So we have a very good guide. We go there with a big car and we do a lot of trips. And what I really like about Saudi Arabia in particular, and if there's one message I would like to say to all my Saudi friends, your hospitality is superb. It's really superb. Yesterday we went to a farm just outside of Riyadh with a very good partner for us in the agricultural field. So he invited my whole embassy team. We didn't go all of us, but we went with a group of 10 people to really, enjoy his farm and sit next to the bonfire and have some snacks. It was really very, very nice. The developments go really very, very quick here. And like last year, I think it was somewhere in the fall, there was the Riyadh, the Noor Festival, the Light Festival. And I wasn't aware that there were so many Dutch people and, companies engaged in it, and they find their way. So sometimes as an embassy, you think you have to facilitate dialogue and contact, but really when a country like this is changing so rapidly, people find their way to the kingdom to really help with it. We have the idea of setting up a bilateral business council between the Netherlands and Saudi Arabia. That's going to come also as part of the activities in 2020. We have the Deputy Minister Iman al-Muthairi. She's also traveling to the Netherlands in March somewhere, so perhaps we can collectively sign that contract. I must say that Dutch companies already find their way. I mean, of all the companies that we have, they are already here. They don't really need our help so much. Sometimes to organize a network event, and we do that. We organize every month a network event so they can meet with their Saudi partners, and and we help them if there's a problem and if they need to find a partner. But mostly, Saudi partners find their Dutch partners.
لو لاحظت تسلسل الزيارات من المسؤولين الهولنديين إلى المملكة يتضح منها مدى اهتمامهم بالاستثمارات السعودية لديهم، وبالتالي هناك العديد من الشركات الهولندية التي يعني في حكم خبرتي تتابع متابعة لصيقة لرؤية المملكة 2030، وتحاول أن تحدد ما المجالات التي يمكن أن تساهم فيها، لأنهم وجدوا أن من خبراتهم السابقة كما ذكرنا عدة قرون يعني يستثمرون في ويعملون مع المملكة، فلديهم خبرة عن هذا السوق. يريدون يتأكدوا أنهم بالإمكان أن يقوموا بالاستثمار في المملكة باستخدام الأولويات الموجودة في رؤية المملكة 2030.
A country cannot be sustainable, cannot achieve sustainable progress if there's not inclusivity. So inclusivity is really very important, and I really want to commend all the developments that have been made in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia when it comes to women involvement in the labor force. And you know your targets exceed actually the targets of Vision 2030, so you're doing really quite well.
الواقع يقول أن بسبب علاقات هولندا الأوروبية وكونها عضو في الاتحاد الأوروبي، فأصبحوا يتركون معظم النشاطات المتعلقة بالمملكة للاتحاد الأوروبي، وهذا أثر على نظرتهم إلى الاستثمارات الثنائية في المملكة. ولكن هناك مجالات مهمة جدا في المملكة أنصح وأرجو أن تقوم الشركات الهولندية بالاستثمار فيها، وهي قطاعات هولندا نفسها تملك فيها ميزة تنافسية مهمة، مثل التعدين، مثل تقنية المياه، مثل التقنية المعلوماتية، وهناك مجموعة أخرى كبيرة من القطاعات المهمة للمملكة، وفي نفس الوقت تملك هولندا إمكانيات كبيرة فيها.
We have also students going, for example, to Delft and to Erasmus. I meet quite a number of alumni. Suddenly you sit in a meeting with the minister and he tells me, yeah, I've been studying there. I mean, it's really, even your current Saudi ambassador in the Netherlands, he studied in Erasmus University. So there's a lot of exchange, but I don't currently know what the numbers is. A Saudi telling me he wants to open up a vegan restaurant. Now, I think that is something that we like to encourage. We like that, and that there are more opportunities, because, you know, there's a Dutch company here that also works on diabetes. I want to thank all the viewers for your hospitality, first of all, in receiving me and all my colleagues. But I also want to encourage you, as we have more direct flights between the Netherlands and the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, also to go to the Netherlands, because I think dialogue and being in touch with each other, having contacts on all kinds of levels is really very important. So I want people from the Netherlands to come to Saudi Arabia, but I also really want to stimulate Saudi citizens from the Kingdom to travel to the Netherlands. And Hopefully, of course, when COVID is, the situation is getting better, we are aiming to have really daily direct flights between the two kingdoms. So hopefully in 2022, we can also make a better step in that direction. And then our visa rate will go up and then you're ahlan wa sahlan. Ahlan wa sahlan.